All right. Time to do this thing. You ready? Well, I hope I am. I hope I'm ready. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at something. We've seen this box before, sure. That was the box that got opened up by the lasers and we pulled the switch. But something that I had noticed is that if you go down a little bit, it turns out, hey, there are more panels below it. And that does make sense because it took 7 lasers to open up the first line, which is what allowed us to start the puzzle that opened up the mountain. But there were 11 lasers in total, and there are 4 more panels on the bottom of that box. And that line does extend, doesn't it? Now, yeah, there's a cable going from the box, and it's now lit up. And I do remember that as we went down before, we did see that cable going down. Yep, there it is. It's lit up now. It wasn't before, but it is now. It goes down into the depths. And you probably remember where that cable comes out. We've seen where it comes out. It's more noticeable now that it's lit up. Before, it faded into the background more because it was just a dark cable, but now it's all lit. Yeah, it's coming from there, continuing to go down, and by her, who I missed the first time I was here, is like a woman who made like a fort made of books, and that's pretty cool. Little book fort, you know, with a blanket on top of it. You know, seal yourself up in the book fort, read some books. I mean, she turned to stone, I guess, so she cannot read any more books, but I like the idea. There's no time, however, for us to make ourselves a little book fort. We have to keep going down and see where this cable comes out. So let's head down this elevator. One more time? I don't know if it's one more time. I don't know if we'll have to take the elevator again. It's more dramatic to say one more time, though, isn't it? As we take the elevator down to where that big floor puzzle was that opened up the door, where the puzzle maker is, and then past that, of course, was the final puzzle room that led to Jonathan Blow's great class elevator. That's not where that's not what we're going to take. Stop off in the puzzle maker's room because that is where that cable comes out. And of course, before it was dark. Now it is not. Now it is lit up going into the water. I doubt that's a line on its own. It doesn't look. I don't see a circle, but it comes up and around into this. Okay. The puzzle maker's final panel is now lit up. And we recognize those shapes, don't we? Those are orange triangles, and we've seen plenty of those. So, of course, we knew that these were going to have to come back at some point. There was some reason that those panels were teaching us what these are. So we remember how the orange triangles go. It's the number of triangles in the square dictates the number of adjacent lines it needs. So, like, this has 3, which means the only thing I could do with this is that. Right? I assume I have to fulfill that requirement for all 5 of these blocks. So it would make sense if I went 1, 2, 3 on that. And then where do I want to go? Maybe 1, 2, 3 on that. And then maybe 1, 2, 3 on that. And 1, 2, 3 on this. No, that's not it. Oh, that's 2. 2 right there. I wasn't counting that one. 1, 2, 3. And now that's 3. And now that's 3. And now that's 3. There it is. Well, I heard something. I don't see anything. But we can see that lit up cable. lit up cable is going... Oh no, it's turned off. Is there a timer on that? Alright, so it sounded like something moved, right? Let me solve that again and see if I can see if anything moved. So I guess if you weren't paying attention to these orange triangle panels, then you would have had a difficult time at this point. Alright. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but I only have a short amount of time to actually see it. No, I was doing it like this. Anything standing out? Do I see anything moving? I'm hearing it. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. There it is. I just was not seeing that at all. Alright, now I'm on the side here. So I guess I can open this back up again if I need to. Okay, yeah. There's the timer. Alright. Wooden planks. So... white and black dots. That seems pretty basic considering where we've come to at this point. But of course, white and black dots, they need to be separated. We know that. Can't have them in the same zone. So we would, hold on, maybe like that, and like that, and like that. Okay. Well... this looks like the area underneath the windmill, like the sort of construction, and there is that section underneath the windmill that I have been trying to get to, but I haven't been able to. Perhaps now we have gotten to it. Is there an elevator up there? Looks like there is, but I can't reach that right now. So many panels. Ending with rocks. Okay, so what are these panels? Well, they're Tetris pieces. And we've got 2 lines, so 2-line puzzles. We can see both lines. One is not invisible, as has happened at some points. So let's see. If I was going to try to put these 2 shapes in the same thing, I could do it by like that. Does that work for the top one? It does not. It's the top one. What would I need to do there? Well, for the top one, I could satisfy it by first doing that. Then the second one would be, well, not like that. Maybe I would need to do this and do, nope. Those would hit each other, so maybe like, no, actually like this. And then I could combine that. Well, no, I couldn't combine. No, I could combine that. But it would be like, you see, yeah, so it doesn't fit in that zone. So I would have to do something. Nope, they meet in the center at that point. So maybe I could do that. And then they would meet at the center at that point. So the bottom one I know how to do. The top one, of course, it could possibly be that I have to combine top and bottom. as you know, we all like to do that. Let's look at this. So we could do something like, now they wouldn't be able to reach each other, would they? There are too many squares in between. Assuming that I would put 2 shapes in each box, there are too many squares before they could reach each other. Like I could make a shape like this if you're looking at the upper right, but I wouldn't be able to actually go all the way down to reach this shape right here, which would be like that. Well, not quite like that. It looks like that. So I don't know if going top and bottom would work. It seems like it would need to be left and right. Okay, but they need to be the same line. First of all, I need to establish what would be a solution to the top bit right here. So maybe I could do something like this. Something like... Thinking for a sec. Do something like... Like that's one shape, and then I could combine, so like that's on the top, that's one shape, and I could combine it with the shape next to it by doing that. And on the, oh, that works on the bottom too. Okay. Didn't do anything, it seems. Maybe everything has to be solved before we see anything start to happen. Okay, so now this seems a bit simpler. You combine these two. Actually, no, you can't rotate them. They're not on a diagonal, if you remember how that rule goes. So maybe it could be something like that. Or maybe you could do like that. There we go. All right, so... same deal, except of course I can't solve it the same way I just did, because like a little break right there. You love it when the witness throws that at you, as it tends to do. So maybe we could just solve it by doing it along the top. Like that's one shape, and like maybe that's another shape. There we go. Getting back into it, getting back into solving the puzzle panel. It's been a little while since I've been doing that, because I've been doing these environmental puzzles. But, alright, this one doesn't seem like it... Well, the exit's in a different point, so maybe that will make it more difficult. Let's find out if this makes it any harder. So I can't, like, do this, because I go back around, yeah, and I block myself off. So we can't do that. We cannot. So what if the direction I decided to take this in? Can't do that, because like it gets blocked right there if I was going to try and do that. Okay, so let's see. That could be one shape like that, right? If I did that, what would the other shape be? The other shape could be like that. But then there's one extra square if I did it like that. And we can't have an extra square. It just will not do. No, it will not. No, it will not. That has an extra square too, if I did it that way. And I can't rotate them. They're not diagonal. We remember how that goes. So like say if I'm looking at this one, so the places this could be is these three, those three, these three, right? And over here we've got these three, these three, these three. So those are the three. Like so these two could be in one shape, and if I did that, if I did it like that, hold on, like that works. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Last on this series, It's going up at the top now, top right. And I can't go through there. So, if I cannot do that, if I cannot just look into different sections of like 3-block shapes, like, oh, what about this? That works. Okay, that series is done. Seems odd that nothing's turning on when I do that. Yeah, that kind of looks like a thing, doesn't it? Maybe I can't stand in the right place for it, but that looks like it's gonna be a thing. Come on. Come on. But I shouldn't focus on that. I have these right in front of me. I have plenty to do right here. Okay. So if I wanted, let's see, for this, we could just do that. Uh-huh. What about this next one? Exit point is in the same place, but we have this thing blocking here and up here. So, what I could do is perhaps... there we go. Let's see. Only one blockage right here. Everything else is free. So if there's a blockage here, I can't do that. I could do that. And if I did that, then this one would have to be what? Okay, move it around. Move it around. So that doesn't really work. Like, maybe thinking about a direction, about which direction I need to apply this from. Probably that direction, right? Yeah, there we go. I know you figured that one out before I did. I'm proud of you. We got that. We got that. We got that. Exit is in the same place. I can't go through there because that's blocked, and that is blocked too. Always blocking the paths that I took on the last panel. So I can't do that because I can't go through that, which means, well, no, I can't do that because I can't. No. Okay, so these are going to have to be. So the two of them are going to have to form the same zone. Let's see. What would be the way to do this? To get these two in the same zone. So I would be able. So like this is here. Like this could be the same. Could be the shape, right? But if I did that, what would I do here? If I did that, it would have to be like these three, but it can't because of that line right there. So I can do it like that. I cannot. So we have that, but can't do that. We have, oh, what if we reverse the two, right? What if we reverse the two and did that? That is something we can do. Can't forget that we can switch the places of these shapes as long as they are in the same zone. That's right. We cannot forget that. I wrote down all the notes that I was taking down during this playthrough. I went through all the videos, looked at the lessons, wrote down the relevant ones, the ones that were correct. So I have this list in front of me. It's like 25 lessons of things that I wrote down at the end of those videos. So hopefully that'll help me out. Okay, so can't do the last solution on that one because like this is broken right there. Of course it is. So let's see, we could do that. But that blocks off what I could do on the other side. Okay, get that around. Get that around, and then... No, there's an extra... If I do that, there's an extra square. There's an extra square. That doesn't work. So what I would want to do... What I would want to do here... If I could put them together in the same zone again, and then maybe I could like do this, because this is the shape on the right, and that would mean the shape on the left could be like this. There we go. Yeah, getting it done. Solving these panels. Feels good. All right, more shapes. More rows and columns. So we got up there, we got like this shape over here, right? Then we got that. Down here, we got this. But in the center, we have a single dot. And we can't draw a square around a single dot. That does not work. So that means that this dot has to be combined with one of the shapes in the corners. So what could we do that with? Again, they are not diagonals, so they cannot be rotated. So again, like for the one in the top left, that's the only one that it could be, right? Because it's in the corner, and if you pulled it out further to the right, that block would no longer be there. And I don't see a way of getting that single dot in the center into that. Okay, so what could I wrap that along with? Like there's this. Can I like get that dot as part of it? It doesn't really look like it. Okay, so probably what I need to do is to combine two of these corner shapes with the dot to make one large shape that I can move this dot in. And if I was going to do that, it would have to be something like, okay, so I would have to move the shapes around in the zone. If I have to move the shapes around in the zone, so it could be like the three blocks could be 1, 2, 3, and then this could be 1, 2, grabbing the dot, and then the dot could be 1 up here, right? Let's see if that works. Well, I have to think about how I'm going to grab that one in the upper left as well. But what I'm thinking about with this down here is maybe we could go 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, I would need to do this. Does that work? That could, because we have... Like, that could work as a single shape right there. Actually, no, because we need to grab that. Yeah, I forgot about that. If I were to grab that, we would not actually have enough... We wouldn't have enough room, would we? We wouldn't have enough room to grab the whole thing. I have to remember that I can't go through there. That's broken. That point is broken right there. So that can make things harder. So 1, 2, 3. And then I could... So 1, 2, 3. So how to make it so I can grab all of these is the problem. To grab this, then this in the lower right-hand corner would have to be like right here, right? And if this is right here, then the 3-line block would probably, like if it was like this, and then like that. But then we have one extra dot to work with, but it's not enough to actually reach that. Yeah, that's the thing I wasn't thinking of. That was the problem. So, you have to combine the shapes. Let me think for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so these are 12 dots altogether, and 25 squares altogether in this panel. So indeed. So I can grab that like that. Can I grab these other shapes as part of this zone? Is that a possibility? Can I make that happen? Even if I had the dot, that would only give me one extra square, so that would not really work. So do I need to begin over on this side? If I do need to begin over on this side, then I need to start off like that, right? Now, if I need to start off like that, then I could go up, but what do I do from there? I could go up. I have this shape. If I were able to grab that, well, the problem with grabbing that, of course, is that I hit the exit. So should I be starting from this direction if that is where I'm going to end up? Maybe not. So let's see, if I did... Let's see, at this point, I have two shapes in the same zone and one extra square. The extra square just doesn't work. So how am I going to make this happen? See, if I had that three block shape in this zone, that would be the amount of squares. But I'm short one square. I can't reach the three block shape because of that. Let me come back to this. Let me think about that, because there are some other puzzles to do. All right. So what we have here, we have two blocks. They are separated, which means that you can't actually draw them on their own. They need to be part of another shape. Because obviously you cannot... I can't draw that. I would have to take out the middle square, and there's no way of doing that. So I'm going to need to combine these. It looks like that there are two missing squares in the middle of those shapes. So if I combined them both, they would make like a horizontal 4-block shape, right? I guess that's the idea. And that 3-block vertical line, maybe that's the thing that can merge them together. So would this be the answer? That is the answer. All right, and that's just one single panel. It's not connected to anything. This one's by a rock. Why is it by... Oh, almost missed that. Silence, please. It's time to be exposed to wisdom.
God bade me behold the sea. Then I saw the ships sinking and the planks floating. Then the planks too were submerged. And God said to me, "Those who voyage are not saved." And he said to me, "Those who, instead of voyaging, cast themselves into the sea, take a risk." And he said to me, "Those who voyage and take no risk shall perish." And he said to me, "In taking the risk, there is a part of salvation." And the wave came and lifted those beneath it and overran the shore. And he said to me, "The surface of the sea is a gleam that cannot be reached, and the bottom is a darkness impenetrable. And between the two are great fishes, which are to be feared." Nefari, circa 970. What?
I'm going to the store. Do you want a sandwich or something?
You've been standing there for like an hour.
I didn't want to interrupt.
And I don't like sandwiches. Have you ever seen me with a sandwich? Why would you think I want a sandwich?
Sorry.
No, I need some sleep.
It's okay. We're all working hard.
I just want to read it right. We're going to be hearing this a lot of times. Every little thing matters because it gets so multiplied.
It's good. It's already good.
Thanks. Yeah. But we've kind of picked high goalposts. Every little bit matters. Oh, can you get me a coffee?
Well, I was about to mention that I can't wait to fight these giant fishes that are clearly the last boss of the game, but I'm not sure what that epilogue to the wisdom was. Are those voices of the people who lived on the island, or are those the developers' voices? Is that fourth wall breaking? I'm not sure. Not sure what they were going for there. But in any case, I wonder if that's the last piece of wisdom that you find in the game's path. I don't know if we found everything before it, but I wonder if that's the last one, or if there was more enlightenment to be had. Anyway, there's this. We have hollow blocks. Hollow squares cancel out solid squares, so I need to put this in the same zone with these, and the shape I make has to subtract 2 squares. So if I put these two together, like if I put these two shapes together, it would be like this. So I want to get that lower left one in there as well, though, is the thing. So maybe what I might want to do is that would subtract 2 squares. There we go. One over here. All right, 1.2 dot, 1.2 dot, and we have 2 lines going out. Okay, so if I was trying to solve this, it would just, they meet in the center. Yeah, they do. And again, all right, if I was solving this one over here, it would be like this. That's not going to work for the one on the left. Yeah, that doesn't work. I could, on the one on the left, I could do this. That's not going to work for the one on the right. No, oh, it did. Okay, yeah. It did, because that's one. These are the vertical ones, and then that's the dot. Here are the horizontal ones, and that's the dot. Okay, that one is done. Which takes me back to this. This is the one that I'm having trouble with. Find my own personal rectangle. If I did that, the shape that I now drew contains the upper left shape and the lower right shape. So how can I use the additional squares that I have? Upper left and lower right. Does that mean I can use the 3-block shape and the 1-block shape? No. Because now, let's see, 1, 5, 8, 9. Wait, does that work? That worked. Okay. I feel like I should have gotten that a lot earlier. Like, I feel like I was spending too much time on that, but I don't know. The same blocks appear before us. There's no break right here, but there is a break right there. Yes, there is. But if there's no break right here, I could, like, do it. No, I can't do that because of that break right there. So, once again, this is basically the same dilemma that I was facing with the puzzle that we just did. How to get all of these shapes in the one zone. Because I guess that's going to be the idea of all of the panels in this row, right? It's all going to have to be getting everything into the same zone. Let's say this would be, just that square would be the upper left shape, the lower right shape, and the middle square. Which means the only thing I would have left is the vertical 3 blocks, but that's not enough to reach the upper left shape. I can't get over to it just with that is the problem. So I don't think that is going to work. I'm surprised at how much difficulty I'm having just visualizing this, just trying to figure out what it is I need to be doing here. Well, I mean, don't all of us have trouble just figuring out what any of us are doing here every day of our lives? Which direction to go in? Where do I start? How do I switch these shapes around in my mind? I have to remember the mental construction paper. Remember the construction paper. The previous solution that I made started off like this, but I cannot finish the solution in that way. So if I cannot do that, what is the way that this needs to be done? Let's say that is not it. 5, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, maybe that is one way of thinking about it. Just thinking about the number of blocks that I'm cordoning off. Like, what is the minimum number of blocks that I can put into a zone and still get all of them? So that'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But that didn't work because I didn't have the proper shapes. But let's do that again. Let's get these... So this was the minimum number. Is there anything I could do to try to get the proper shape that I need, so I can see the problem? 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I'm short one shape. If I'm short one shape, that might not be a bad thing. Where could I put the shape? Where can I put it? Where could I put the extra block? Would that extra block help me out? Is there some place I could put it? Maybe that's the way to think about it. What if I drew that and then down and up and around 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's 12. It's not quite what I need. It's actually almost there. Can I make it what I need if I were to do this? Now, yeah, That was it. Again, this one's sort of having a little bit difficulty wrapping my mind around. Just mentally moving all the shapes around. Oh, wait. This one has different shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 blocks. It's surprising because usually the way this has been going is that they've just had the same shapes on each panel. All right. So this one, well, that has these breaks in it. So clearly this block right here, this Tetris shape, I can't just draw it as it is right there because it's blocked off. So that means I'm going to have to combine it with the other blocks, and maybe it might end up that I need to combine it with all of the blocks. I guess we'll find out. But like I said, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. So again, this might be just a thing where I have to think about making a shape with 10 blocks. And if that'll do it, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that would be 10, but that's not it. All right. So this idea worked pretty well with the last one. Let me just do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. If I have this shape, what do I need? So I can see that the shape I've drawn contains that L block. It contains the single block. It contains the 3 blocks going across. The problem is that I need the 2 remaining blocks to be vertical. What could I change about this shape to make that happen? Maybe something, let's say, maybe something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So, okay, L shape is there, single block is there, 3. Is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's 11. That is 11. This is 10. Okay, so now, okay, that'll do it. There we go. Okay, getting there. Almost done with this sequence, and then this will be the last of these Tetris puzzles that we have here. Different blocks again. We have these down here. This up here. So I could draw, let's see, I could draw the top shape like this and grab these 2 by doing that. But how do I want to do it? So I could grab this square, and then this, and then go up and get these 2, and there it is. Okay. That one came a lot easier. One more to go. Again, different shapes. Up here, down here. So what can we do? What can we do? So I could get, maybe I could do something like get 3 blocks here, and then 2 blocks, and then I'm not grabbing the other shapes if I do that. So that doesn't work. Maybe I could get 3 blocks up here. I would need to get the square, and then 2 blocks. But the problem is now that I don't have the shape in the upper right-hand corner. So that doesn't work. How many of these again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9. All right, let me try it again. What's the minimum number of blocks I can use to grab all these? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 9. How do I adjust the shape to give me what I need, which is basically to make a square somewhere in here? Is there... Because if I did this, this would be too many squares. Yeah, that doesn't work. Whoops. So I need to grab all of them like that. Is there... I don't know if there's a way of making that any more efficient. I have 9 blocks, which is the number that I need, but I need to... If I'm going to make a square, it means I need to give up one of the blocks I have here in order to grab another block to make a square. So that's the thing I'm wondering about, is where is there room to do that? Because I'm not really seeing it. Where would there be space to lose one of the blocks that I have now in order to grab and one for a square? If I did this... Well, I can't do that because that would block the exit. I don't know if there's another direction I could approach this from. Not sure about that. And I would have to grab all 3 in the same zone because I couldn't, like, grab these 2 together. Do I have to grab all 3 in the same zone, actually? Yeah, I don't think... the way this is organized, the way this is organized, I don't think it would be possible to get all of these without doing that. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, it would kind of go against the theme of the puzzle that we have going on here, which is to grab all of the blocks in the same zone. Saying, okay, let's just, at this point, let's just have a puzzle where you don't do that. I doubt, actually, that would work, wouldn't it? Okay, so the last puzzle of this series just went back on that and said, okay, no. No. They're going to be separate zones, and I didn't hear anything happen. It looks like all of these are completed. I believe all of them are done. Yes, they are. I did not hear anything change. I did not see anything change. I still think that has to be a line. Can I see anything in the reflection? Well, not yet anyway. I guess I don't have the perspective, but here are some stairs going up. Perhaps it will let us get the correct perspective. Oh boy, color puzzles. We all love those. Not seeing it. It's got to be something, though. All right, color puzzles over there. Over here. Oh, fun. Puzzles that have like a column of wood in the middle of each blocking the view. That, of course, was something that's similar to what was on the top of the mountain. If you remember that, where those statues were blocking the view of the panel. Now, look, I was able to just walk right by them. They weren't locking off anything. I am going to go back for those, because clearly we're going to do everything. But I just realized that I was able to just walk up here, and nothing was actually stopping me from doing that. Well, hex dots. I mean, those are simple enough. We've done tons of puzzles featuring hex dots. Grids with nothing on them, huh? I assume things would become clear if we started to do those, but for right now, there's nothing on them. Well, we reached the top. Nothing here so far. Doesn't seem like there's anywhere else we can go. I'm just looking around, looking up and down to see if any environmental lines appear, if anything shows itself. And I didn't take a look here yet. Column puzzle. Oh, this has orange triangles. Well, it's a column puzzle, but I do like the orange triangles. I have not had any... There we go. I've not had any trouble with them yet, and I will not have any trouble with this, because I see you. All right. Well, I'm happy about that. And maybe that's where we're going to leave off for right now. As we're continuing the witness, we've solved the puzzle maker's panel, and now we have plunged deep into the underground of the island, the place that had been barred off to us up until now. So nothing happened when I completed that series of Tetris puzzles, and as I've been walking up the staircase, there have been different sections, each with their own different sorts of puzzles. We saw color puzzles, we saw hex dot puzzles, we saw a column. So maybe something happens when everything is completed, but nothing happened when we finished just the one. I guess we're going to have to finish some others. There's an elevator over there, and I guess you can use that to get back down there. Whoops. But that's probably where we're going to leave off from right now. We've walked our way to the top of this section. We've gotten to this elevator. Don't need to take it down right now. We can solve that. That's no problem. And that looks like it is going to go outside. This is by Tetrisville, and that is a half of a circle. I wonder where the other half of that circle will be found. Because that's got to be one. Look at it. It's right there. It's right there in front of us. But maybe we won't think about that for right now. We're not interested in leaving. We're staying here, and we're going to solve all these puzzles and figure out what it is that's supposed to happen when you do, because something's got to happen. I'll see you next time for that.